I'm Hughey Reynolds. I'm pastor at Latham United Methodist Church in Huntsville. I was part of the ICE group called Jubilee Journey, but the subtitle and really the purpose of our group was Ending Well and Finishing Strong. We're all in our mid-50s, some in our late 50s, and I think the youngest, Dale, was about 50 years old at the time. But we were looking at the last quarter of our ministry, the last year, and asking what's next. Not just what's next in retirement, but what's next in ministry. And my first response to my friend Roger was, you know, I'm really looking at some vocational issues around that same subject, but I'd planned a sabbatical to take at least 3 months, maybe 6 months, to really focus on what the nature of my ministry would be. I have a real passion for small-scale farmers and for agriculture, and am concerned really about the direction of agriculture in our nation and in our world. I thought maybe I'm being called to end my ministry soon and then devote the last years of my life to agriculture. And so, but Roger said, "I'll bring it to the group and let's see if it fits." So what I found was that this ICE group, we all had our passions, and I was encouraged to bring it in and not just to talk about how ministry and vocational ministry and this passion for agriculture fit together, but was encouraged by the group so that this passion became a part of my vision for ministry. At the same time, we were doing a visioning process here at our church and really looking at the needs of the community, the gifts of the church, where they intersect with what God's doing in the world right now. And one of the things we found even about the history of this church is that it started on the river as a frontier church before there were any farms around here. It moved 3 miles north to Farley in the middle of farms that were there, and then it moved to the edge of the city in 1961, and everything that you see now, businesses and the parkway and a lot of activity, it was all fields, and yet we were losing touch with our agricultural identity. And so part of the church's visioning process led us to see that reconnecting with creation is a huge part of our calling and our identity. This is the farmers market. This is what has resulted from that vision here at our church. It's not just my vision, but the vision of this church is to connect generations, to grow relationships with God, others, and creation. This is the creation piece, so that we are really disconnected from the soil through our urbanization and suburbanization, are finding the way back to it, because I think that's part of our dis-ease, that we no longer know where our food comes from, and we no longer know the people who grow our food. Well, we're getting to know them, and we're getting to know where our food comes from, and we're real close to the source here at the farmers market. So these are about 15 farmers from our area, some other vendors besides farmers, and many of them have said that because of farmers markets like this, they've been able to stay in business another year. And that's a passion. So I'm excited because the purpose is not that we're competing with any other farmers market. We're doing this for the farmers, and we're doing this for the people in the community to have fresh, locally grown, nutritious food to eat. It's improving the health of our community. It's certainly, probably as you can see in the background, a great community builder here as people come and just mingle with one another, even as they get to know the farmers and buy food. So if I were to succinctly state my vision, it's this, and that is to connect God's people to God's land through God's church. And I believe every one of those statements. And so it's not carrying me out of ministry, but deeper into ministry.